All right, everybody. Boy, is there a more famous intro to a song that does not feature a vocal or a guitar or keyboards? Yeah, Good Times, Bad Times by the Mighty Zepp, who are going to be part of today's Purge excursion. Obviously, they're staying. I'm not getting rid of any of these Led Zepp Super Deluxe boxes. And I'm not going to spend much time on them either. But what I want to do is thank everybody who's been watching these and commenting. And I know a lot of you just watch and don't comment. And also, I passed 550 subs. So thank you very much for that too. And let's get this baby rolling. All I'm going to do is show the contents of the first one, because it's pretty much just lather, rinse, repeat. For all the other boxes. So you got the big one here, Led Zeppelin, where it all starts. And what do you get? You get the original album, now on 180 gram. You get previously unreleased companion audio of on CD and LP. That's a live concert in Paris, France, October 10th, 1969. You get a nice quality print of the album cover. You get, in this one, you get the press package from Atlantic Records, which this makes mine probably the favorite box set just because of that kind of stuff that comes in it. And you also get a beautiful book. It's a hardbound book, 72 pages. And I like this just because it's the infancy of the band. And you get an alternative cover for the live albums. There you go. Because that's the original, that's the alternative. And you get the CDs too. So like I said, this one is probably my favorite just because of that press package. And in all the ensuing ones, what you get is, there is some live stuff, there's some outtakes. So here we go. We got Led Zeppelin 2, Led Zeppelin 3, an album I'm not to say that I don't like it. It's just, after In Through the Outdoor, it's my least favorite Led Zeppelin album. Led Zeppelin 4, I like how they go with different colors too. They kind of complement the artwork, especially on Houses of the Holy. That orange is a very good choice. Physical Graffiti, you got the brownstone buildings with the brown cover. Presents, one thing I know is I'm going to have a lot of fun, I think, creating the thumbnail for this. And thank you to those of you who have been commenting on that. Coda, yeah, I do not have In Through the Outdoor. And why? Because it's my least favorite, and I kept thinking, I'll get it, and now I can't get it, god damn it. They only did 1,500 of each of these, and let's face it, they're a band. People are going to hang on to it. I can find a couple for sale for like $600, but it's, you know, one might be in Russia, the other offers in Brazil, another one in Greece. Nothing wrong with that, or those people, but I'd like to just buy it from somebody in the good old USA or Canada. And then, song remains the same. I gotta tell you, I very rarely listen to this. Oh, by the way, I only saw Led Zeppelin once. I got to see them on Physical Graffiti tour. Song remains the same. They did 30,000 of this, and you can still get a good deal on this. You got your print, and then only reason why I'm bringing this out is because I wanted to show what they did with the album covers on this. There's 4, and each one has one of the symbols. So that was very clever packaging right there. As far as the album goes, for me, it's very much like Deep Purple, Made in Japan. Love both bands, but like I don't want a 20-minute version of Space Truckin'. I don't want a 20-minute version of Dazed and Confused where Jimmy's just wanking it for half of the song. And then you get You know, Made in Japan has the mule, the drum solo. This has Moby Dick, the drum solo. I hate drum solos, so there you go. So those are obviously all keepers. Up next, moving on to the complete A&M album collection of Mr. Lee Michaels. Man, every one of these albums are good. He went through a big legal landmine with A&M Records trying to get back control of his albums because they just weren't doing any re-releases in the CD age and his albums, and so his royalties were virtually nothing except for the single You Know What I Mean. You know that song. So he got back control, put this out. First up, you have liner notes say 67, copyright says 68. So his debut, Carnival of Life. I'm going to call it 67 because then Recital comes out in 68 and he does an album a year. Self-titled, Lee Michaels 69. Barrel, very good album, 1970. Here's his album Fifth. You know what? It's his fifth album. And it has the hit, You Know What I Mean. And Space and First Takes, this is 1972. And then 1973, you get Lee Michaels Live. It's a double album. And I encourage you, you can find this live album normally in the wild. Question is, what kind of shape is it in? Because all those photograph windows, that's what they are on the album cover. They're actually die cuts. So, but I would tell you, come across any of his albums, grab them. Oh, and he also owns a restaurant in Marina del Rey called Killer Shrimp, and it looks like a pretty cool place. Definitely a keeper. Up next, the lovely Linda Ronstadt. Now, I'm not much of a fan. That's why I bought this original series. And guy is my age. I remember at the time, oh yeah, a lot of them were buying her albums. So you got this Prisoner in Disguise. I don't know what year that came out. This is the album that really did it for a lot of guys. Hasten Down the Wind. And I think we know why. She looks a lot like Jennifer Aniston there, doesn't she? If you know what I mean. Yeah, Lee. Tell everybody. Up next then, Simple Dreams. Oh yeah. We're doing some more dreaming because of that album cover. Then I remember this was big, Living in the USA, because she did, what was the cover she did on here? That was big. I can't remember, but we got Linda in Knee Pads. Oh yeah. Did he go there? Yes, he did. Oh, and then Mad Love. She's just teasing us. But you know what? I never listened to her. She's got a beautiful voice, I'll say that. And I am moving to her hometown of Tucson, Arizona. But not a keeper. Sorry. And my apologies to Tony P, too. All right, up next, solo anthology from Lindsey Buckingham. What do you get in here? You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 6 albums. And the reason why I bought this, 4 of the sides are live. And then there's a couple songs on here that he hadn't released previously. But the big thing was that there were songs on here from his album Out of the Cradle, which I think came out in 92. It's my favorite album by him, but it had never been released on vinyl. So I was like, okay, I'll take some songs. So I got it. So that's Keeper Lindsey. And then what came out last year or the year before? But we get 20th Century Lindsey. And what's in here? Yes, Out of the Cradle on vinyl. So you get his first album, Law and Order. Most of you would know the hit single from that, Trouble. I think I'm in trouble. Follows it up with the very quirky Go Insane. That second half is a little bit of a tough listen. And then here it is, Out of the Cradle. And I'm going to tell you, go listen to the 4th song in there, Countdown. That is an earworm. You listen to that, You will be singing it all day long. And then we have rarities. And what do you get on here? Well, you get Holiday Road, which is from National Lampoon's Vacation. And you get Dancing Across the USA, which is also from National Lampoon's Vacation. And you get Time Bomb Town, which is from Back to the Future. And you get On the Wrong Side, which is from a movie called Honors. I don't know it. And then you get a duet with Stevie, as in Nick's. It's the title track from the movie Twisted. Not a very good movie, but pretty good song. Up next, Little Richard. Oh yeah, these are all keepers. You get 5 stellar albums in here. We get, here's Little Richard. I mean, any of his albums you could call greatest hits, because here you got Tutti Frutti, Ready Teddy, Slippin' and a Slidin', Long Tall Sally, Rip It Up. Yeah, that's not a greatest hits. Then you get Little Richard, self-titled. What are we gonna hear? You get Keep a Knockin'. You get Good Golly Miss Molly. Girl Can't Help It. Oh yeah, if you've seen the movie, picture Jane Mansfield in the Girl Can't Help It. All right, the fabulous Little Richard. What do we get on here? We got Kansas City, Whole Lot of Shakin', All Night Long. And we get Little Richard Is Back. And then we've got a greatest hits of Little Richard. Every rock and roll star should be indebted to him. Kick my ass for never going seeing him. Well, I am certainly old enough. I could have. He is rightfully called the architect of rock and roll. And then finally, we got your Lynyrd Skynyrd, a box set. This came out, I think, 91? And it's of the age where any CD box set was packaged pretty much the same way. There was really no creativity. You got all the portrait-sized booklet. And on the back there, you can see it's dedicated to Ronnie. We all know the sad story of the plane crash. This came with 3 CDs, and the artwork is nothing special. It's all pretty much like that, just a different take on it. This, you get a lot of the hits, the songs you know. You get some live stuff. You get the demos. So it's probably all the Lynyrd Skynyrd I need. I do have some of their proper albums and CDs, which will be going into a purge because I never play them. So Lynyrd Skynyrd's a keeper. The only one we're getting rid of is the lovely Miss Linda Ronstadt. That's it. Thank you.